Let's go. Russia F versus German Potatoes. This is the first division, and they are playing on Arabia. So I didn't do my homework so as to check whose home map this is, so I hope someone can provide insights. But anyway, in the League of Empires structure, we'll have one home map for each team, and if you manage to win both games, you get an extra point. So it's 1 point for home map win. No, 1 point for a win, but 3 points total if you win both games. So Russia F, they are on paper the stronger team here. Their average elo should be at least around 1600, 1700, depending on who plays. Whereas for German Potatoes, they are in the 1400, 1500. Excuse me. 1400, 1500s mostly. Let's have a look at the Sibs though for Arabia here. We have B-Boy here in the pocket spot. We are playing as the Franks. Two beautiful back woodlines here, back Rhino as well. Very open in the forward though. We'll have to do some creative walling here to fill in. And this is Division 1 indeed. So Frank's going to play the pocket role with cavalry for sure. That's their strongest suit. They have some of the best paladins in the game and are likely to open scouts to assist the archers players on the flanks in the forwards, and then going to cavalier and paladin come the Imperial Age. They do have cheaper castles and good, more than decent counters to enemy halberdiers as well if they go for the axemen. But generally speaking, the strong cavalry of Franks together with a teammate with archers should be enough to hold off anything the enemy can go on against you. We have a scouts run in here between the players. Good game trying to snipe some sheep here. I think that is actually allowed in this tournament, so but didn't quite succeed there. Phoenix on the right hand side here is playing as the Ethiopians. Very, very solid archers civilization. Faster 5e archers, great base here for the flank to wall off as well. Shouldn't have too much issues going for some economic approaches to the walls to secure the main golds and woodlands and even the berries here. So I like Phoenix's position here quite a bit. And finally for the left side flank of Rush F, we have Tuyo with the Koreans. Nowadays, earlier only in the Woodblade days, Koreans were only good at towers with their instant upgrades and more range and whatnot, but these days they've received a buff to their archers line units as well, and the fact that units cost 20, military units cost 20 wood less. So Koreans absolutely able to play a good archers flank role now. The only thing they lack is a direct eco bonus for the Dark Age, which is a bit of a setback in a team game where you want to have the smoothest, quickest uptimes over your opponents to gain the numbers and strength advantage. But decent-ish map here for Tuyo as well. Should be able to secure the main gold with no problems. Berries in the back as well. Should be okay. Mr. Moan for Russia F here is with Vietnamese here. The ultimate archers counters here really. And the pocket deer push looks, no, doesn't look like it. So Vietnamese, the ultimate archers counter civilization, because their archery range line units get plus 28 points. That applies to archers, skirmishers, and even cav archers, though you don't see those from Vietnamese a lot. Mr. Wong with a slightly more open base towards their opponent here, but still the main gold not too far off the TC, potentially doable here. Going to gold now. What's their actual population? 20 and 1 here. Has to be some kind of infantry opening here. And for the pocket, for the queen here with the Indians, ultimate counter to cavalry civs, they get camels and imperial camels, specifically in the Imperial Age, which is a good counter. They also get more pierce armor, armor from the recent buff to Indians, or nerf, however you look at it. So the Indian camels will actually be playing a meat shield role for teammates archers quite nicely. They have a great boom as well with cheaper villagers. Right hand side for good game we have Saracens, infamous Civ for breaking walls. This is the old patch as well, so Saracens archers are strong against, I think stronger against walls than in the new patch. Walling off here as well, going to keep their safe base safe. Main goal in a good spot here, and there is close enough to TC to plea. In your opinion, should pockets deer push in this setting? I usually do it because in the pocket position you don't need to stress the walls all that much. And it's a nice boost to your food economy and will facilitate more scouts, but it's not a requirement. If you look at B-Boy's scout base here, the zebras are quite far away, so it's not ideal to push them, and you risk, or you are sacrificing some scouting intel as well. As we see, B-Boy's forward just now has already been gathering some intel on the queen here to see where they should send their scouts. So it looks like the Russians players submitted the games here, because we see the text in Russian here. Fuel Age on the way for Phoenix as well with the Ethiopians. Need to see here, no infantry opening for Phoenix. The barracks just went up here. And yeah, looks like almost, if not all of the flanks here are going for somewhat straight archers approaches here. Yep, double ranges for Phoenix as well. In fact, all of the flanks have been going straight double range archers here now, so seems like they rely on their straight archers play. I'm looking at the military numbers here now. It's slight lead for Russia, but also a bit on the defensive spot here, going into some spearmen to defend against enemy units here. Oh, what's going on? Unexpected error encountered in the application. Starting out nicely with capture H here. Let me try and restart it. I could try disconnecting and connecting and maybe. Or just quit. Sorry about the mess. I hope I can restart where I left off here. Let's see if we can pick up where we left off. This doesn't look too pretty, does it? Okay, now it seems to be running decent again, so let's try and follow the action here. So we have the scouts war in the middle. That should be mainly what's going on here, as the flanks are walling off and just massing up their numbers before moving forward. But they seem to be meeting in the middle here between the Indians and the Franks here, and the boy seems to be getting the better end of the deal here in this fighting. He's been. Can we find the KD here somewhere for B-Boy? Is still not too used to this. Yeah, it's 4-2 KD for B-Boy here, and army numbers are mirrored, so B-Boy seems to be doing very nicely here in the opening of the game for German potatoes. However, the Queen now getting some pick-offs on some weak scouts there, having their reinforcements closer here, and turns the favors around here now. This is a steady flow of units from both ends here, but B-Boy now falling slightly behind, not getting full advantage of the stronger HP Frank's scouts here. So moving on the left hand side though, archers versus archers. Tuyo with the hill here. He does have fletching and armor because armor kicks in instantly for Koreans. That makes it tougher for Mr. Mon to engage here, even with fletching, because you'll be fighting uphill against units that do have armor. And it's going to even if you have the numbers advantage, like is the slight case for Mr. Won here, you'll be at a disadvantage. Neither Scouts player is accomplishing match here. They're not able to help out their allies to either side here. They're mainly just keeping the opponent's numbers down, and B-Boy has actually gone into defense for his scouts as well, whereas the Queen doesn't have any upgrades whatsoever. So that should really turn the fighting in B-Boy's favor here in the scouts. Hill here between the red and blue player. That's going to be a crucial one as the game moves on, especially for Tuyo here with the side gold right next to this hill. So you never want Mr. Won to be able to take this hill. Production of Mr. Won seems more consistent though with the double ranges and having a slight numbers lead here over Tuyo, 19 to 16 as we can see up here. Still, Tuyo has the hill, and he has the armor as well, will tank more fire, even if it's against Vietnamese archers here. It's should be a better fight for Tuyo, simply considering the upgrades here. See that the armor has been teched from Mr. Mon as well, though. That's very much needed when fighting uphill like this. Base about to be fully walled for B-Boy here, and the Queen, however, plays it rather open, so counting on some early open aggression here. No scouts to meddle in between here. Let's see if there's some action on the other side here. B-Boy trying to break into good game side now with some of the scouts that have the armor here. We also have Castle Age on the way for B-Boy, meaning that they will get a solid technology lead over the Queen here. So villager count is the same for the Queen and for B-Boy, but B-Boy now on the move in the Queen's base with the strong Frank scouts with armor here, going to get some villager pickoffs for sure, and make for some solid engagements here. The third stable on the way up for the Queen as well means that they know that they are behind just now clicking Castle Age, going to fall behind B-Boy in terms of technology advantage here, and I think that's also why the Queen is placing 3 stables to match the what's going to be probably double stables from the flanks player here. So with 3 stables as the Indians, it's not ideal, but in the early stage, if your economy can't immediately support it, but it's a way to be able to get back and match up numbers. Mr. Mon with the strong forward here on Tuyo now though, really keeps the numbers lead here, 22 archers to only 8 of the Koreans here now, so they must have had a big engagement. Tuyo losing the hill here to the Russia F flank. So it's going to be tough for German potatoes to take back this hill now with this kind of Vietnamese presence on the hill. No Castle Age on the way yet for Mr. Mondo. However, the Koreans player Tuyo is well on the way up with only 1 minute 40 to go to reach the Castle Age. University going up for good game here now is with 3 ranges producing crossbows now with the Saracens, and some very solid numbers to contest Phoenix, who isn't quite up to the Castle Age yet. So easy to break through the walls with Saracens, and now good game is going to cause some serious damage on the right side flank of the German potatoes here. So I think the German Potatoes had a great start. We have an earlier cast stage for B-Boy as well, but the way the flanks have been playing their archers role here for Russia F, it's still looking good for Russia F here, all things considered. 30 Vietnamese archers to be upgraded here once the cast stage shifts in, although it's a bit far off. Mr. Mo makes the best of it to try and hit Tuyo here before Tuyo can get to cast stage and get the economy stabilized and the army's numbers running. Mr. Wallon can't engage for too long though. Even with 26 archers, they're still just archers, and you can't be entirely sure how many archers Tuyo will have to upgrade into crossbows come the cast stage, which they reached earlier here. Crossbows and camels ready for an engagement on the right hand side now. That could be very strong against the Ethiopians here with the camels. Although the Ethiopians archers fire faster or crossbows, the camels of the Indians have higher pierce armor and can tank more arrow shots than you'd usually expect. There are some knights here from the pocket B-Boy, but camels also counter knights, so we'll have to be careful with which engagements to take here. Both pocket players also have the +2 armor, so no significant advantage in the upgrades. Perks of being Saracens though, you could use the Saracens archers to take out buildings. So as for the Indians with the camels, they have a bonus attack against buildings as well. So even if you can't kill army, you could contest production potential and take out buildings of the opponents. Nice little hill to chill out on for a good game as well here. Makes it more awkward for German Potatoes to take the engagements. We have 18 knights to 13 camels though. And meanwhile, Mr. Wall is just sitting on this hill, not really engaging for the moment, but also keeping Tuyo from engaging easily on this side. So the action is mainly going down on the right-hand side for now. Also with, I guess, roughly equal army sizes here. So this is what you often see in the high-level play of games or team games. You have one player playing knights and one player playing the archer's role, and then they use the mobility of the knights if they can to run away from fights and they dictate when and where and what to take. Since the archers are quite an immobile unit, it's important to stay close together as well. Since this, for example, could be devastating for the queen now, running into the middle of all this enemy army without having good game support here. Quite a bit of camels here, though, against the knights of B-Boy. B-Boy reacts and pulls them away because there's not worth engaging, especially not without crossbow support. Seems like some good momentum for German Potatoes on this side now, though. Building a forward siege workshop, trying to push the Saracens player, who isn't doing the 1 TC all-in Saracens play, but is with 2 TCs here for good game. Good game, by the way, is very, very solid. Rating has been, if I remember correctly, they've been slightly above 2k 1v1 rating, but so obviously a very solid player, but might enjoy, I think Russia F in general enjoy unconventional strategies more than the common go-to Knights and Archers play. Good dodge or good movement of Mr. Won there to just move forward and dodge the Magnon shot. So dodges again and should be able to micro down that one, keeping the military lead by far over to the Koreans player here now. We have 44-4. Mr. Won can easily hold this side on their own here. However, there is the push of German Potatoes to be addressed here. One siege workshop pushing, even laming the gold here from Phoenix. Oh, I love it. If he can complete that, that's awesome. Camels will be trapping the Capitals will be trapping the crossbows and the knights here though, so the military numbers will shift rather quickly here for Russia F. Overall military numbers definitely in Russia F's favor here. Lots of capitals go down though. I'd expect this fight to be a lot better for the Indians here actually. Good game, however, is in the Imperial Age with Arbalests here. Perks of being Saracens there to use the market to adjust your economy. Only 55 builders, but still in the Imperial Age with whooping 54 Arbalest. Mind you, they have bonus damage against buildings as well, and should be able to hold off against Castle Age Knights on their own in these masses as well. It's going to be very, very tough for Phoenix to hold this off. We do have Phoenix on the way to the Imperial Age as well, but oh, is this the ImpTC? No, it's not. Good thing that this is not the ImpTC of Phoenix. It goes down like paperwork, so with the Saracens Arbalest here, and how do you even fare with this? Mr. Wong here with Vietnamese crossbows as well. No sign of Imperial Age for either of the left side flanks here. Some knights to meddle in here. Maybe B-Boy could help out a bit, and somebody call Animal Rescue here because that Zimmer went down for no reason. University going up just now for Tuyo though. That's pretty crucial. May have been thinking about some guard tower defense is an option, but if you're going for the archers play, you will need that University and Ballistics as well, and Mr. Won has had that for a while already. I think Mr. Won is happy with the situation on the left side flank here. Might actually be thinking about coordinating against the pocket here. B-Boy taking some serious hits here now. The Saracens Arbalest, they were just in Phoenix's base taking out one town center, and now moving on to completely incapacitate B-Boy in the pocket here. Where's the ImpTC though? It's never mind the MTC, B-Boy is still in the Castle Age. So this is definitely looking like a GG moment here with good game, and the Queen breaking through with probably collected more than 60 army here, taking out DCs like they were made out of paper or something here, melting them like ice, and this shouldn't be any way back for B-Boy here at 49 population now. India's pocket at 83, still in the Castle Age as well, of course, but having some good momentum here together with good games Arbalest. Tuyo trying their best with some Mangonels here to chase together with pocket knights on the red army here, but it doesn't look good for German potatoes of the overall population here now. And KD and all down only 1000 in score, so the score isn't that dissimilar. But the amount of look at all the idle eco time for good game here, relying possibly on the well, microing like crazy forward, and also relying maybe a bit on the market for economy here. A little bit of a forward here from Tuyo on Mr. Won's side, but I don't think these 22 crossbows will accomplish too much either, especially not when they're up against almost the same amount of Vietnamese crossbows here. Russia F are determined to keep the enemy populations down here. We have Ethiopians and Franks now down to 35 and 28 villagers or villagers respectively, and now they're going for two yogis on the way to the Imperial Age. But also just lost the ImpTC, I believe, so so yeah, we must be looking at the GD moment here soon. There it is, it's GG and a 1-0 for Russia F here. Good coordination, and also having the Indians in the pocket here against Franks, always a good option to have when you know you will be having cavalry in front on both sides. Indians with some extra pierce armor helping out a bit as well, and yeah, GG well played to Russia F.